The 2024 college football season was one for the history books, between Alabama not making the playoffs and an unranked Michigan beating number 2 Ohio State. One thing that really stood out to me, and a lot of other people were also caught by surprise at this, was the rise of Indiana football this season. Before we get started, I just want to be super open about a couple of things. One, I have no idea the history of college football. Absolutely none. I just started following it this year, but I'd like to weigh in with my opinion on this. I don't want anyone to come for me. I'm not an expert. This is just my opinion. So in this video, I'm going to discuss Indiana football in 2024. Was it a bust or a success? So just to get things completely out of the way, I want to be completely upfront with a little bit of bias on my opinion. When I was deciding between schools last fall, I was deciding between Indiana and the school that I'm currently at. Typically, in basketball and other sports, I root for IU, and overall, I like IU as a school in general. So, historically, IU's football team has been terrible. They have always been a basketball school and never a football school. That was made very clear to me when I was looking at applying, is that Indiana is a basketball school and football is just kind of there, and they're almost never good. At the end of the 2023 season, they hired Curt Cignetti for the 2024 season, who I believe, and I may be wrong, was the coach at JMU at the time who led them to a historic season as well. Next up, talking about the 2024 season. They went 11-2 on the season, with their 2 losses being to ranked number 2 Ohio State and number 7 Notre Dame. They did have an easy schedule, playing teams like Western Illinois and FIU, and also playing bottom of Big Ten teams like Purdue, Maryland, and Michigan State. They hit 10 or more wins for the first time in school history, and at some point made it up to national number 11. They also had a number of blowout wins, one notable one being 66-0 over their rival Purdue. That being said, Purdue football is also historically bad, and they are a lot more of a basketball school, being top 25 in the country in basketball at the time of this recording. They also had a 56-7 blowout over Nebraska, and a 47-10 blowout over Michigan State. They're notable because they're all in conference games, not because of the rank of the teams. A lot of these teams that they blew out are not very good, and it absolutely should have been a blowout. But it is nonetheless still Big Ten conference play, and Big Ten is proving to be one of the top conferences in college football, with teams like Oregon, Ohio State, Penn State, and I'm sure I'm missing a few as well, but those are the 3 that immediately come to mind, as I don't have any written down in my notes for this video. So, my take is that they did have an easy schedule, but it is still an incredible season to take a team like IU that has been a historically bad program, again, never known for football. To take a historically bad program, bring in a team, and turn them into a team that was in the top 20 in the country is still a good season in my book. Personally, I think IU deserved to be ranked that high. They were dominant and had a good amount of blowout wins, and it is also worth mentioning, since I waited a decent amount of time to record this video, that their 2 losses, Notre Dame in the playoffs and then Ohio State in the regular season, were against the 2 teams that are currently fighting for the national championship. You can go into all the theoreticals about what if they played a playoff team that lost, would they have lost to that? And the answer is probably yes. But I still think it was a historic season, despite the easy schedule, because nonetheless, it's a number of dominant wins in one of the Power 4, Power 5, depending on how you view the Pac-12 at this point in time, conferences, and the Big Ten in football is certainly starting to be on the rise. So what do you guys think? Do you guys think that IU deserve to be ranked and in the playoffs, ranked and not in the playoffs, or just not ranked and not in the playoffs regardless? Let me know in the comments, and I got all of my ranking information from ESPN. Thanks for watching, guys.